How wrong was I on my WrestleMania 41 match card predictions? We're about to find out. What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to MKE MANIACI. And that's what we're doing, man. I'm going to be rewatching this video that I done last year. I did this last year, September 16th, 2024. And this video idea actually comes from Santi's app. You know, I thought this would be kind of fun to do. You know, we're a week away from WrestleMania 41. And you're gonna see what I got right. So off the top of my head, I know I got 2 of the matches correct. So we did get 2 of them correct, man. But other than that, let's see what I got all together, man. Let's get it. WrestleMania 41 is roughly 7 months away at the time of the recording of this video. And I figured, why not do some early match card predictions for nights 1 and 2 of WrestleMania 41 2025, man. So that's what we're gonna do, man. What is good, YouTube? And welcome back to MKE MANIACI. Kind of like skip around. I'm gonna go straight to the WWE Tag Team Championships, man. So I thought Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa would be the WWE Tag Team Champions, and they would defend against the Usos, man. So this right here, you can't deny it made sense at one point, you know, but I thought by now the Usos would have been back together as a tag team, even if this would have been like a one-off type of matches and they had lost this match. But man, if you would have told me Jey Uso would have been a Royal Rumble winner back in September, I probably would have laughed at you. But Jay's clearly not in the team back with Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't even have a match at WrestleMania this year, which is really interesting. And I think we might be going the direction of Solo versus Randy Orton, and Jacob Fatu's fighting for the United States Championship. So this isn't going to happen, clearly. But I really feel like we will be getting the Usos back together as a tag team, whether it be SummerSlam or WrestleMania next year. But clearly WWE still sees a lot of equity in the Jey Uso singles run, man. But yeah, I mean, I honestly, this wouldn't have been a bad match. This would not have been a bad match to see, man. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, and then, you know, the whole option of Solo versus Jacob also came up in my mind. But yeah, so that clearly didn't happen, man. So let's move on to the next match. See that happening, man. So yeah, that's an 8-person tag team match. Okay, so this one right here. Next up, I have an 8-person tag team match, man. The Wyatt Six versus the Judgment Day. So at this point, there was no friction in the Judgment Day. So I'm like, man, you know, what's a great way to get a group that's so over on Monday Night Raw onto the WrestleMania card? Let's do an 8-person tag team match. Wyatt Six versus the Judgment Day. So I don't know where the Wyatt Six is. I hope all is well with Bo Dallas and the team, and you know, we just haven't seen them. I don't know where the Wyatt Six is. And like I said, in my personal opinion, I do think that the Wyatt Six have lost all of their momentum, respectfully. But clearly there's some friction in Judgment Day right now. JD McDonough is still dealing with an injury. Carlito's not a part of the WrestleMania card, but Finn and Dom are in a match together, and it is a fatal 4-way match. But the build, if done right, this would have been a pretty exciting build to see. The Wyatt Six and Judgment Day, that I wouldn't have minded that, man. I honestly would not have minded that. So let's go on to the next match. Yeah, that's the 8-person tag team match, night 1, Wyatt Six versus the New Judgment Day. Next up, I have a one-on-one match, the phenomenal AJ Styles. I got this one right. Man. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Now, we only got about a couple of more years of AJ Styles. And at this time, you know, we didn't know that, but after the Chris Van Vliet interview, we know it now. But when I was coming up with this match card prediction, man, I'm like, you know, Styles is at the point of his career where it's about making talent look good, putting talent over, and Logan Paul, regardless how you feel about him, man, this guy is incredible in the ring, exciting to watch. He brings a lot of eyes to the product. He has every single element to be a true star in this industry, man. And this match, yeah, I can't wait for this match at WrestleMania, even though I do think the build to this match has been kind of lackluster and they could have done a little bit better. But yeah, I was correct on this. AJ Styles and Logan Paul. So I'll take my point on this one. I'm not going to like watch this full video because it's already 18 minutes long. Then with me talking, it would just be entirely too long. Maybe the next one, but let's move on to the next match I have. Move on to the Intercontinental Championship. I have a triple threat match going down. I do see Braun Breaker heading into WrestleMania still Intercontinental champion.
He is Intercontinental champ.
And I think there's some unfinished business with Chad Gable and the Intercontinental title. And then you add in the element of Drew McIntyre.
So this match right here, you know, Braun Breaker is actually going into WrestleMania 41 as Intercontinental champion. So I'm technically right in that regard. So I'll take my half a point for that. But and we are having a multi-person match for the Intercontinental Championship, but it's not against Gable and McIntyre. Now, McIntyre was always kind of in a weird spot for WrestleMania 41 because I'm like, he needs a high profile match. He definitely needs something that people are going to talk about. And, you know, McIntyre and this Intercontinental Championship goes back. This was the first championship McIntyre won in WWE. And then Gable, of course, you know, and how obsessed he was with winning the Intercontinental Championship. You know, I thought this would have been a pretty interesting match. It seems kind of like a little put together, a little thrown together, but oh well. But Gable is in a match as El Grande Americano against Rey Mysterio, and McIntyre, of course, is facing Damian Priest, and Braun Breaker is defending in a fatal 4-way match. So yeah, I was definitely off as far as his opponents go in this match. So what do we got next?
Title WrestleMania 41 Night 1 against Braun Breaker and Drew McIntyre. So next up, I got the WWE Women's Championship.
Also correct on this one, but I feel like a lot of us seen this one coming from 10,000 miles away, man. Clearly, they've been building Tiffany Stratton up. You know, she was, you know, destined to be the champion heading into Mania. And we kind of knew Charlotte was going to return before WrestleMania 41 and have a high profile match. And this would be the perfect time with Tiffany Stratton is red hot at the moment. Red hot at the moment. A clash of maybe, you know, not the student overtaking the teacher, but you know, the new, you know, I don't know how to word it, but a clash of two different eras almost. You know, Charlotte's been here over a decade, so yeah, it's like a clash of two eras, but pretty sure we all saw this coming. So AJ Styles and Logan Paul and Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte were the two matches I was actually correct about and happening at WrestleMania 41. So next up,
for a great WrestleMania 41 match and maybe even a passing of the torch moment.
I don't think Charlotte would want to pass the torch right now. It's getting a little personal between the two.
From Charlotte to Tiffany. So next up, we got the World Heavyweight Championship on the line as the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther will defend against my GOAT, John Cena.
So this match right here, you know, we knew, especially at this time, we knew well before I filmed this video that this would be John's last WrestleMania competing in. And I actually had him as the winner of the Royal Rumble. I actually had him, I want to say I had him as the winner of the Royal Rumble in my head at this time. And Gunther, clearly, for some reason, this was around the time Gunther had just won his championship like a month prior at SummerSlam when I filmed this. And I thought he was gonna, I'm talking Gunther and Sami Zayn at Bad Blood, Gunther and CM Punk at Survivor Series. I'm thinking they were going to cook with Gunther's reign as champion and then culminated with a match with him and Cena at Mania. But I feel like it's been very lackluster. And Gunther's one of my favorite on the roster right now. This guy is incredible, but I just feel like his run as champion, man, I don't know what's going on with it. But and if we got Gunther and Punk at Survivor Series, we wouldn't have got the whole favorite storyline that led into that. But either way, this would have been a great match to see. But I am not mad at John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I think that is more of a bigger marquee match for WrestleMania. And at this point, John Cena was a babyface. There was no way we thought they were going to turn John Cena heel, especially in his last year as an active participant on the roster. But yeah, so this honestly seemed like the most realistic approach, man. Gunther is the ultimate heel versus John Cena is the ultimate baby facing, but Gunther is facing Jay Uso at WrestleMania. So, and Cena, of course, going for the WWE Championship. So wrong main event that I thought. So next up, what do we got?
Heavyweight title. Now the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. I know there's a lot of rumors and different reports on, you know, what people are saying the current plan is. So I don't believe any of that.
Plans change all the time, and I think this is the time to do this, man. The Rock versus Roman Reigns to me.
So I feel like this whole thing with The Rock was always up in the air. They didn't really know if The Rock was going to be all in for WrestleMania 41, if the movie schedule was going to get in the way. And I feel like they didn't really know until probably February, honestly, about The Rock's role. So obviously Rock does not have a match at WrestleMania. Maybe we get this match. I mean, I feel like as fans, we're always going to fantasy book this match every year at WrestleMania. But with The Rock announcing New Orleans for WrestleMania next year, I would hope he would have a role in it. I think the Final Boss character still has more story to be told. I don't think that, you know, they're not going to do this match. I feel like they're definitely eventually going to do Rock versus Roman, especially with Roman being such an over babyface right now. WrestleMania 42 would be a great stage to do this. You know, we say this every year, but this is going to happen. It just is not happening at this WrestleMania. And as for Roman Reigns, I kind of went back and forth with the idea of Cody versus Rock versus Roman for WrestleMania 41. But I'm like, man, why not just pull the trigger and get this one-on-one match going? Now, I had no thought that they would ever do Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That was way out of my head. I'm like, it's either Rock or Cody or both. There was no way I thought they were going to do that. So, yeah, kudos to WWE for just, you know, throwing it all over the place. So, what was the next match? We got LA Knight.
United States title on the line. LA Knight defending against
my guy, Carmelo Hayes, man. I was really biased on this one right here. LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes. LA Knight is going into WrestleMania as the United States champion. So, he dropped the championship to Shinsuke Nakamura a couple of months after I made this video, but of course he gained it right back. And yeah, LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes, man. You know, it sucks that Melo does not have a match at WrestleMania. And I know this is his first Mania as a member of the main roster, man, but just seeing the work that he's put in NXT and everything, man, like, I want more and I want better for Carmelo Hayes. This guy has every characteristic, you know, to be a star in WWE. And he's only 30, he's same age as me. He's only 30, so he still has the prime ahead of him, you know, more time. But as far as this match goes, like I said, LA Knight is going in as US champion, but he will be defending against Jacob Fatu. So it is a one-on-one match with LA Knight going in as the defending champion, but it's not against Carmelo Hayes. But I'm not mad at LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. I think that's going to be a great match as well.
Boy, my God.
So, what do we got next?
I definitely want to see him have a match at WrestleMania. This makes the most sense for him. LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, US title.
That would have been great to see.
So next up is a match that I'm pretty sure a lot of us think is going to happen. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill.
I don't know how they got out of doing this match. Honestly, man. Like, you could have had, the person that attacked Jade be Bianca Belair. You know, I do think at some point down the line, we are going to see Bianca and Jade. But Jade is facing Naomi at WrestleMania. I would not have guessed that at this time. And Bianca is actually competing in a Women's World Championship match. You know, but I thought for sure this would have been a great stage for it. But honestly, what they're doing with Jade Cargill, I feel like Jade's going to have a great showing at Mania. I don't think her and Bianca are going to get put back together as a tag team. But what they can do is build Jade as a singles competitor, and maybe WrestleMania 42, maybe SummerSlam, maybe another big event. We have Bianca and Jade in a heated feud together. But this match at some point in time has to happen, man. Absolutely has to happen.
Never say never. You never know. Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania is what I do think is going to happen. So another one-on-one match that I think is going to happen at WrestleMania 41 is CM Punk versus Seth.
This one right here. This match was, I would imagine, was penciled in for WrestleMania 40 for the World Heavyweight Championship. But, of course, you know, unforeseen circumstances, unfortunate circumstances, CM Punk did get injured. So I'm like, okay, WrestleMania 41. You know, Punk and Rollins still got a lot of heat, a lot of animosity for each other. And I was really curious of where they were going when they decided to have this match on the first Raw on Netflix. I'm like, man, so what does this mean for WrestleMania? I thought this was pretty much set for WrestleMania, but now I see the plan. I peep the play, and it does make a lot of sense, man. So, I mean, I sort of got it right. Just add Roman. I mean, I sort of got it right, but, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of us thought that this was going to be a match for Mania before they decided to do it on Raw on Netflix premiere. But, yeah. But that triple threat is definitely going to cook. All right, so next up, I got the World Tag Team Championships on the line, man. Now, this match right here, I'm trying to make the most sense out of it. Currently, Finn Balor and Jade McDonough are the World Tag Team Champions, which they don't really need those titles. I don't know if they're going to drop them to the New Day. I don't know, but I can predict. I feel like Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee are going to... Man, the state of like the... You know, this was before Penta and Rey Fenix came into play. Dragon Lee just kind of really been in the background. So I thought Rey and Dragon Lee as World Tag Team Champs against the Creed brothers. This is not too bad of a prediction, honestly, man. I ain't gonna toot my own horn, but it ain't really far off. Now, in my mind, I'm like, well, Rey Mysterio needs a WrestleMania match. This is Rey Mysterio, Hall of Famer, active Hall of Famer. You know, so he needs a match at WrestleMania. And this kind of made the most sense to me at the time. Of course, it's the Viking Raiders versus the New Day. Creeds don't have a match at WrestleMania. But yeah, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. So this next match, this is the type of match that we haven't seen in a while. But I got a brand supremacy match. SmackDown versus Raw. Kevin Owens versus Sami. Brand supremacy. So Kevin Owens, I want to say at this point, was he a heel? I can't remember if he was a heel or not at this point. But yeah. And I think this was before the things where Randy Orton got serious. This was before that. So yeah, man, Owens and Zayn in a one-on-one match at Mania. It kind of like goes back to the whole like Shawn Michaels and Triple H and Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano thing. You know, this would have been a great match. But of course, they did this at the Elimination Chamber. They did it right before WrestleMania, and it wasn't a brand supremacy. But yeah, I don't think they'll ever do brand supremacy. I don't think WWE really looks at Raw and SmackDown as different brands like they used to back in my day. But yeah, I was way off on that. Unfortunately, of course, Kevin Owens is dealing with neck injuries, has his neck surgery, and it's not looking like he's going to be back in the ring anytime soon. But again, you know, well wishes and hopeful for a successful surgery and a speedy recovery for Kevin Owens. Hope to see him back in the ring. And Sami Zayn, we haven't seen Sami Zayn since his match with Kevin Owens at the Elimination Chamber. So hope all is well with Sami Zayn. But as of right now, Zayn does not have a WrestleMania match. So let's move on to the next. 41. This match right here, I know a lot of people are going to have mixed feelings on this match. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you, but I have a mixed tag team match. What was I thinking? What in the world was... Yo, the Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax and Bronson Reed. So Rhea and Nia, they've had their bouts and, their issues with each other. But I think at this point, like Damian and Rhea was just like kicking ass together. And Bronson Reed was on the uprise, man. Bronson, he ended up getting injured at War Games. We haven't seen him since. But man, I could have... That would have been a great place, to see the Terror Twins if they decided to keep Rhea and Damian together, and doing things. But yeah, Rhea's competing for the Women's World Championship. Damian's facing Drew. Bronson Reed is injured. And Nia Jax, I haven't seen Nia in a while. So I thought Nia would have had a prominent role at WrestleMania, considering she won Queen of the Ring last year and the Women's Championship. So Nia's not on a WrestleMania card. So yeah, this was a pretty put together match. I don't know what I was thinking though, man. That's interesting. Ripley, I know that match right there might be a stretch, but damn it, I would love to see that happen. Now, Would I love to see this? What did I say?
Go against the Terror Twins of Damian Priest. I would love to see that happen. Now I know what everyone's thinking. Well,
I mean, and for Damian Priest, he was world heavyweight champion this past year, so he would also have to have a prominent role at WrestleMania at some point.
Rhea is going to be in a tag team match. If you think she's going to be in a tag team match, where does this leave the Women's World Championship? Does Liv go into WrestleMania still as the Women's World Champion? I think she does, and I can see Liv.
I was wrong, completely wrong, way off on this. So Liv Morgan, as good as her championship reign has been, she dropped the belt to Io Sky, and I did not see that coming. So I had Liv Morgan defending the Women's World Championship against Becky Lynch. I thought for sure there was a few opportunities that I thought Becky Lynch would have returned. We haven't seen Becky since that whole thing against Liv. We haven't seen her. I don't know when we'll see Becky Lynch again, honestly. But yeah, it's Io versus Bianca versus Rhea. Like, this is way off. Liv is actually the women's tag team champion right now at Raquel. So yeah, I was way off on this one. So now the last match.
Defending the Women's World title against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 41. Finally, the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 of WrestleMania 41 in 2025. Cody Rhodes defending the
Cody and Randy. This is going to happen at some point. Honestly, I think this is going to be the main event of WrestleMania 42. I think Cody's going to lose the WWE title to Cena at WrestleMania this year, but he is eventually going to win it back. And I could see them doing this. The history with Legacy, and even when Cody first came into the WWE, Randy Orton was tormenting Dusty Rhodes. Like, they have so much history together. This is definitely going to be, if not SummerSlam, WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans for sure. Of course, Cody is going in as the WWE champion. He just hit over a year as champion, but he is facing John Cena. And honestly, Cena and Rhodes, man, I'm excited about that, man. But Randy eventually will be back in championship contention. And as of right now, he technically does not have a WrestleMania match, but I think they're going in a direction of Randy versus Solo or Aldis, or maybe a returning Aleister Black. But yeah, I was off on that, man. But man, these type of videos are fun to look back on, man. And I honestly, after WrestleMania 41, I might do a super early WrestleMania 42 match card predictions just to look back on next year to see how off I was. But I got two right. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul and Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte. But yeah, you're new to the channel, y'all rock with me. You want more wrestling related content, hit that subscribe button for your boy. It's your boy MKE MANIACI. See you on the next video, man. I'm out.